Stephanie Milky here, aka KetoMOM, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the KetoMOM podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the KetoMOM Secrets podcast.
Hello, welcome.
Good morning.
Today is an amazing day. I'm Steve. This is my amazing wife, Stephanie. We are going over Chapter 2 of Eat That Frog. If you're brand new here, we want you to comment new down below. We're also curious, where are you tuning in from? Are you watching this live? Are you watching the replay? This is going to be a great day because we're going to learn how to not only eat a frog, but we're going to learn how to eat an elephant. We're going to learn how to plan and achieve a great and fantastic day. So thanks for tuning in, Steffi.
Good morning.
2, let's take it away.
Good afternoon. Here's Chapter 2. It's plan every day in advance. If you're brand new and you don't know what we're talking about, we like to go through books to help you with your mindset in the morning. And so Eat That Frog is about doing the one thing that you might be procrastinating on and doing it first. So if you don't have the book, go ahead and grab the book. It's an easy read, super simple. You can tune in here. You can go watch the other lives. You can go to ketomomsecrets.com and click on mindfulness or book club, and you can follow along with all the other lives. But here's the power of this chapter. It says plan every day in advance. And he takes it so far as to plan monthly, to plan, it's really making lists. He says, write everything on paper, because if you do, then you're not having to think throughout your day. You've already got it written down. How many of you ever go to bed and then you're laying in bed for 30 minutes thinking of all of the things that you have to do tomorrow, but you didn't write it down, so you're trying to tell yourself, I'll remember. Has anybody ever done that? I have done it so many times. I'll be laying in bed, super comfortable, and I'm like, oh, I really need to write these 3 things down. And I say it over and over to myself, thinking that I'll remember it. And then I wake up in the morning and I'm like, shoot, I know I had 3 things that I really wanted to get done, and I don't remember what they are, right? And so what he's talking about, he basically says, how do you eat an elephant? 1 bite at a time. I'm sure you've heard that. How do you eat an ugly frog? It's the same way. 1 bite at a time. He says your mind, your ability to think and plan and decide is one of your superpowers. It is a powerful tool that you have. You just have to know how to utilize it and what to do. And we do this in our business. DMOs, right?
Daily method of opportunity.
Right. Like we coach people on what you should be doing every single day, but having a list and working through the list. And so basically he says this: if you can give yourself 10 minutes in the morning, well, actually he goes back and he says, I prefer you do it at night, right? Like Steve will say, hey, what do we have for tomorrow? He says, if you were to take 10 minutes at night before you go to bed and brain dump and write down the things that need to be done the next day, you will have a more productive day. Instead of trying to figure out as you're going through your day what needs to be done, getting diverted, getting off track, oh shoot, I forgot about that. So if there's one thing that you take out of just this chapter, I would say today, make a list of everything you can possibly think of that you're like, I need to do this. Sure. I want to do this. You're going to break it down into different lists and different plans, but all you're doing is brain dumping everything. In the evenings, what he does is he said, if you take 10 minutes to plan your next day, you're going to have a seamlessly better day. And I talk about this for food, right? Like if your goal is fat loss and your goal is to feel better, and you either make a plan every single night for the next day of packing your lunch, having your water bottle ready, you like to lay out your clothes for the gym. Like if you make a plan and have it ready, you will have a better, more productive day. And you can do that with anything.
You should give them the 6 P's real quick.
All right. So he says this. He goes, there are 6 P's. There's a 6P formula. It says if you have proper prior planning, it prevents poor performance. And I see that a lot in people on their weekly basis. So I'll say on Sundays, I usually hop on a live and I'll say, all right, it's planning day. Planning day for us, because Sundays are like you go to church, Usually it's a chill day, and I'll coach people on check your refrigerator, check your freezer, plan your meals. What does your week look like? Because then you're not going through the drive-through. You're not gravitating towards the foods you wouldn't naturally eat. You don't skip the gym because you already had it planned. We say it's your DMOs of your life. Your DMOs, your daily method of operation or opportunity. What are you going to do every single day to have a successful day? And so he talks about different types of lists. I'm chatting a lot. Is there anything that you feel about list making?
Yeah, I would say
You
this
like
is
lists.
something I do like lists. I like lists when we go travel,
Right.
like when we travel. I like lists just throughout my habits and my days. I like to check stuff off.
Right.
Everybody's a little bit different. I will say I am completely guilty of sitting up at night thinking through
Me too.
the projects that I want to do, the things that and it's because I honestly don't leave a notepad next to my nightstand. That's one thing I have to do. The last thing I want to do is hop back on my phone. So I tell myself, I'll remember all this in the morning. And actually, most of the time I do, but I actually believe I waste a ton of mental capacity keeping it in there and keeping it logged. Like it's a running loop all the time. Even last night, it's a perfect example. Today, I already knew what I wanted to do for my workout. I knew what I wanted to do for the recovery. I knew what I want to do. I know what I want to accomplish outside on this beautiful day before the rain comes. Like there's certain things that I knew I wanted to do. So instead of writing it down, I kept it up here. I didn't sleep the greatest last night. I had some funky dreams, and honestly, I truly believe it's because I did not write this stuff down.
Right.
I'm learning as I go.
It's great.
So I would just use this as an encouragement. Don't beat yourself up. Just know that this could be a simple tool for you to start excelling in life, taking life to the next level, becoming a little bit better every day.
And it seems super simple. You're like, all right, I'll make a list. He calls it your master list. And then he says, make a monthly and a weekly and a daily list. It's so that when you get up in the morning, you know what you're going to do. Later on, he's going to talk about prioritizing. But in general, if you were to just get it down on paper, put it in a note section on your phone, you're not wasting that extra 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, wasting trying to figure out what you're going to do because you've already figured it out. It seems simple, and yet it's the simplest things that we feel like, oh yeah, I could do that. That is a game changer. And you might go, it's not that big of a deal, but it actually is. It's little things like packing your lunch. Oh, it's not a big deal. I'll grab something when I go out with our coworkers, but then you choose not to make the better choice because of everybody around you. It's the little simple steps that's going to get you to where you want to go. You just have to do them. And they might sound so silly, and yet those silly little things that people don't see you doing, and it might seem like little kids make lists. They use their little stars and check marks and boxes. That helps people feel accomplished. I just think it's super important. That's it.
It makes me think everyone ends up somewhere, but very few people end up somewhere on purpose.
Yeah.
And the whole point of this, and it's been really cool kind of seeing how we're kind of like mastery stacking our days with the family.
Right.
We don't have the perfect morning routine. We're getting there. I have some certain intentions that I'm working into our mornings as a family. We're also homeschool. We're a little bit more flexible. So I have to be a little bit more adaptable. We have the blessing of having that adaptability, but that also requires me to stay mentally strong and to keep my EQ, keep my AQ.
Right.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out some of Stephanie's previous lives about that. Here's the coolest thing is life should be like, we have this present moment. It's a gift. We get the opportunity every day to say, what can I do to become 1% better? And so for me, one thing that I'm implementing in this family is we're going to kind of look at our tasks. We're going to relook at how we're going to navigate through school, how we're going to navigate through our home, now that it's nice out, we have outdoor responsibilities.
Right.
So I would just say in your life, start collecting, like what are some of the things, take an inventory of the things that you want to accomplish this year. And the reality is the reason why people make things happen is because they're intentional with it.
Right.
So what are you going to be intentional with today to make this day a great winning day? And also at the same time, what can we do to start stacking mastery skills on top of each other so that when we look back at the end of 2023, we can say, wow, you know what? I accomplished a lot more than I thought I would
Right.
probably ever accomplish because I was intentional. So that is our hope, is that as we go through this Eat the Frog, as we go through eating the elephants, as we talk about just these little tips every day, it's not to get overwhelmed,
Right.
but it's just to bring a new level of awareness to your life. Because when you
Okay.
have a new level of awareness, guess what? You become a little bit more responsible.
Mhm.
And the reality is to whom much is given, much is expected.
It's
And
good.
you're amazing. You're a rock star. You have greatness inside of you. And today's going to be an amazing day.
So it's time to think on paper. That is the action step. Think on paper, take some time, begin your day with planning your day, planning your week, writing everything down so you're not wasting mental capacity. Put it in priority. It's going to help you immensely. So there you go. You've got the awareness. Tomorrow we'll dive into applying the 80-20 rule to everything that you do. So this is the book for those of you who've asked. I think it's a really great reminder, if not a reminder. You're learning something new and you get to apply it to your life. So thank you for tuning in. Your presence matters. Continue to tune into the page. Reach out with questions. We're here to help. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Have a great day.